Wh- What happened? What happened? Did did I just get transported into a different reality? What just happened? Only what? 3 hours ago, did I stream a video where I was basically saying goodbye to two of basically my favorite Astros players to the same team, and out of the blue, about half an hour ago, maybe a little less than a half an hour ago, I get the news that Michael Brantley changed his mind. He did. Uh, he changed his mind and said, "No, I actually don't want to go to the Blue Jays. I want to re-sign with the Astros," and that's what he did. I am in shock. It was reported this morning that Michael Brantley was a Toronto Blue Jay, as Toronto basically made a run at him, and they were basically like all in on him. Like it just seemed like that was it. He was a Blue Jay. But then you get this half an hour ago, and what he changed his mind. He whoa. That's true. This is truly stunning. Um I mean 3 hours ago, I had to sit down and I had to tell you all how sad it was to say goodbye to two players who had a major impact on the Astros. One, George Springer, who is gone. He didn't change his mind. He actually did go to the Blue Jays. But then I said Michael Brantley. And no less than 2 hours later, Michael Brantley says, "You know what? No. George, I love you. You're my friend, but I love this city. I love this team, and I want to stay here, and I want to get a championship." And that was his mentality. That was his Yeah, that was just his mentality, and I completely respect that. George Springer wanted to convince him to stay in Houston, or not stay in Houston, to come to Toronto with him, because he was like, "Okay, Mike, Toronto, Toronto's the next big thing. I think we should do this." And Mike was saying at first, "Yeah, let's do it." And then he finally says, "You know what? I'm good. I changed my mind." And signs a 2-year, let's see, $32 million contract to re-sign with the Astros. Whoa. So some very, 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 very good news for Houston fans after George Springer's departure. It's it's awesome that, it's really awesome how basically like how these events just kind of the tables were turned almost. And it's like, wow. I'm in shock. I cannot believe that that actually happened. I thought, and you know what I thought to myself when I saw the news that he actually wasn't going to sign with the Blue Jays just yet? I said, no way he signs with the Astros now. No way. Absolutely no way. A million to one he signs with the Astros. He comes back. And that's what happened. He actually came back. So Houston, we've got some hope here. We've got a little more hope than we ever did. We have Michael Brantley. We lost George Springer, which isn't good news, but Michael Brantley's deal with the Blue Jays was thrown in the trash can, and Michael Brantley's science project was re-signing with the Houston Astros, and that's exactly what he did. Blue Jays fans, I know that I was talking to y'all on my stream and that I was congratulating y'all on getting those. And I'm very sorry that you didn't get Brantley. I'm sure a lot of you were very excited to get these two all-star caliber players. But I mean, I can't not be happy right now. It's a relief. And I can definitely feel better about the George Springer leaving because I know that we still have probably our best hitter. I thought the chances were very low. The odds were very low of us re-signing Michael Brantley this offseason. And wow, he actually came back. He said, I want to stay with Jose. I want to stay with Carlos. I want to stay with Alex. I want to stay with Jordan. I want to work on this. And that's what the Astros are going to be doing next season. They're going to be experimenting with their newfound talent from, basically all over and testing out Jordan Alvarez's second year in the majors. But this news, I am blown away because this morning, they were coming to me. Yeah, Michael Brantley actually went to the Blue Jays with George Springer, and I was in despair because I knew one, this would make the Blue Jays even more of a contender than they already were, and two, and I mean I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's just surprising how much the Blue Jays have kind of cleared up all this space to sign these big names. But it's so relieving to know that we have Michael back. We have a lot more hope than we did before. We have a lot, we have a guy on our team who's going to be with us until he's 35 now. I mean, I literally, it's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, whoa, he actually didn't go to the Blue Jays. That usually doesn't happen. And then an hour later, they're coming at me with, oh, he went back to the Astros. And I was like, no way. No way. No, I know that losing George Springer is going to be a good addition to the Blue Jays. And I know that he's going to bring them good things, but I would have probably preferred us to bring back Brantley over Springer because Springer has this thing, and I don't want to do this just because we re-signed Brantley. I'd probably be saying this even if we didn't. George Springer has this thing, and Blue Jays fans, if you're watching this, then you probably want to know this about George. And I'm not best way possible, once again. He does this, he's a bit streaky, just a little bit. Now, he's had years where he doesn't do that, and then he's had years where he's really done that. And, he didn't really do that. He didn't really do that last season. He started out slow, but then he was good the rest of the season, and he was good in the playoffs. But, other than that, I can't say much any cons about George Springer. I can't. Whew. Now, the idea of trading George Springer sounds a lot worse than him going somewhere else because it just lets you know that he'll probably have a bad taste in his mouth with the Astros organization. So we definitely don't want to trade him, especially the Yankees. I don't want to give the Yankees any more talent that they already have. Blue Jay fans, I'm sorry that you lost Michael Brantley, but remember, you got George Springer. You still have him. Don't worry. You'll you guys are, even without Brantley, you guys are still, Blue Jays are still sacked. But no, it's just relieving. It's very it's very relieving. And I have some basically some comments coming at me from my latest stream from a few hours ago. They're all, they're like, dude, he came back. He came back. He came back. And when I saw it, I was like, no way. They're trolling. But then my dad comes at me with, yeah, he's back. And I was like, there's no way. In my mind at first. But then, it's just, whoa. The tables have turned, obviously. This is really good news for Houston. It restores a lot of hope in the Astros. Everyone thought that Springer and Brantley were gone, but it appears only Springer will be gone. It's it's very so relieving. No, I know I'm just sitting here telling y'all how relieving it is and junk. Now, what I want to talk to y'all about a little bit is what I'm expecting now from the Astros. This opens up a lot of gateways, pathways for the Astros now. Now, some of the crossroads we've come across this offseason have been negative. Some have been positive. But now this opens up. This is a crossroads. We took the right path. Michael Brantley took the right path, and this opens up a bunch more that are all hopefully good. Because now we can basically go out and say, okay, if you get one of these other free agents, you're fine. You replace your outfield guys because you got Brantley back. All you got to do is replace Springer. That's all you got to do. And now you have your outfield is looking like Michael Brantley, Kyle Tucker, and Miles Straw. But all you have to do is go out and get someone who's probably a better hitter than Miles Straw. I'm still leaning toward Ozuna, by the way. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't sign Ozuna. Or Jackie Riley Jr. I wouldn't mind him either. He didn't have a bad 2020 season. I don't think his career numbers have been where you'd expect to see them, but then again, a lot of players do that. So at least he can play outfield. That's all I care about. But no, very good news for Houston. I'm happy that we got Brantley back. It's very surprising because, as I've said many times so far, it is very, 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 very surprising. There have been all these videos. Michael Brantley signs with the Blue Jays. Michael Brantley signs with the Blue Jays. And then you get this news that says, well, actually, about that, didn't. And everyone's saying, what are you talking about? Well, actually, they actually haven't reached an agreement yet. Oh, well, they probably will. He just signed with the Astros. Sorry, what? That's what everyone else is saying right now because they expected that. And I can't say this helps the rest of the league though, because now the Blue Jays are still going to be a threat, of course. They're going to be a threat to the Yankees no matter what. But adding Michael Brantley would have made them a lot more of a threat to the Yankees. And that's what I really want to see is the Yankees go down in their division 2 years in a row after getting big guys who they thought would make them World Series favorites. This has been a crazy day for the MLB. This has been a crazy day for the Astros. This has been a crazy day for the Blue Jays. And what I want to see is hopefully the Astros getting some halfway decent outfielder to replace Springer. And I want to see maybe possibly the Blue Jays go get someone bigger. Someone to maybe replace that Brantley, whatever it was, because now I don't even know. It's crazy. This is truly crazy. No, but when I heard the news, I thought I honestly thought I said this is gonna be devastating to the Astros. I mean, they just lost one of their biggest mentors and probably one of their biggest what am I talking about? Well, and they lost one of their biggest power hitters. And it was good for the Blue Jays, But they still got this stuff up. Breaking, Blue Jays signed Michael Brantley. But no, it's crazy. It's crazy how things can turn around on you like that. You're expecting it to come that way. You're expecting to have to grieve. But then, out of nowhere, your savior returns. And that savior was in the form of Michael Brantley. So, yes, very, very, very happy. I feel a lot better about George Springer leaving. Although, no, of course, don't get me wrong, I'm going to miss George Springer so much. He did a lot for this organization. But, Michael Brantley can kind of lift us up so that it's not a huge gap lost in the offseason. Because now we're getting Yordan Alvarez back, and he can play outfield. Part-time outfielder, part-time DH. So, nothing too I don't know what you'd call that. Nothing that's gonna really hurt the Astros like horribly. It's gonna hurt their record horribly. No. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. And once again, yes, this opens up a lot of paths for the Astros in the future. They got some really good talent coming from the international signings. Pedro Leon, I think that's his name. Astros signed him as an international ball player, and he comes at us as basically one of, if not the best international baseball player added this offseason by any MLB team. So this basically can boost the Astros as well. It's just during the stream most of the time I haven't made a lot of sense, but I haven't I've just been I've been hysterical because I just can't believe this news. I can't believe how quickly that escalated. As a great man once said, well, wow, that escalated quickly. Yes, I'm quoting a lot. I've been quoting a lot of movies today because really, if you're a baseball fan, that's what today's like. It's a day where you have to you're thinking about these like little movie quotes or any quote you can think of, and you're trying to basically use that to describe today. That's what I've been doing all day. This morning, I was in despair. Right now, I'm in awe, and it feels so great. I'm happy. I'm almost satisfied. I'm not truly satisfied with our offseason yet, but I'm getting there. And I'm definitely not satisfied with Houston sports, not at all. Because 2/3 of our teams now are either one, awful, and two, have lost basically their best player and are kind of going down the garbage chute. But the Astros represent the only hope left in Houston right now, at least. And they're going to try to keep making runs at the World Series the next few seasons. Hopefully, we can make it this year, at least to the World Series. I'd like to see that because really, this is almost, I feel like, our last year to do it. Of course, I don't know that, but I think it's just more of Springer leaving, Brantley almost leaving. The chemistry was a bit off, I think. But then again, you have Yordan Alvarez coming back. You have some other young talent you got in the offseason, and you just have, you have leverage. So the Astros live. They're not going to hide in the shadows anymore because that's where they were this morning. They were hiding in the shadows because they lost two of their best players. But now they're no longer there. And there's been a lot of it's even been an active day for teams that that don't involve the Blue Jays and the Astros. I mean, look at this. The Minnesota Twins have added J.A. Happ. The Royals have added back Wade Davis. The Angels got Jose Quintana. So it's been a big day around the MLB, even if you're not talking about George Springer and Michael Brantley. It's just been a crazy, crazy, crazy day. And this offseason hasn't been full of those because it's a different kind of offseason. And these teams are most of the teams are content with what they have. So it hasn't been much of an active offseason, but now it's starting to lean that way towards becoming an active, crazy, wonderful offseason full of great moves, big moves, and blockbuster deals. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Astros do in 2021. I'm excited to see if they can possibly get another big free agent. Probably not getting JT Realmuto. I don't see that as a huge possibility. Could see Marcell Ozuna. I could see Jackie Bradley Jr. We need to probably get one of those guys. And if we're going to do it, we do it now before they sign with somebody else. So I didn't want to do the stream too long. I just wanted to come in and inform y'all. The news was very recent. Well, it was about as recent as the Springer and Brantley news from earlier, even though half of that news was not true. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks, guys, for logging on again. This was my second stream today. Once again, I'm very, very happy that we don't have to be in full depression mode. We can finally be, have some joy in Houston sports for the first time in a while. But anyways, that is going to do it for the stream. Once again, thanks for logging in. If we hit 50 subscribers, by the way, I forgot to mention that. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, maybe I might start working on maybe a 50 sub special. I don't know how many YouTube channels do that anymore, but if it's still a thing, I'll do it. But leave a comment down below if you want to see a 50 sub special. And yeah, so thanks, guys, for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to set a new goal for us, I guess, because we're over 50 now. We're at 51 subs. Maybe try to even hit 55 by the end of January. Let's try that. So subscribe, like if you did like the stream, and comment down below your thoughts. What do you think of Michael Brantley re-signing with the Astros? And what do you think the Astros will do the rest of this offseason? So, once again, like, subscribe, and comment. I will see you later, Astros fans, Houston fans, baseball fans. Go Astros. Bye, guys.